Hello everyone, my name is Sagar Bhattarai and today I am going to present a video on voices, active and passive voices. Let's start our voices. What are voices? In grammar, the term voices refers to the relationship between the subject of a sentence and the action verb of the sentence. There are two voices in English grammar, active voice and passive voice. What is active voice? Active voice is when the subject of the sentence performs the action. For example, the dog chased the cat. In this sentence, dog is the subject and chased is the action verb. The subject is doing the action. Some example of active voices are the chef cooked the meal to perfection. The student completed the assignment before the deadline. The doctor diagnosed the patient with a rare disease. The writer wrote a best selling novel in 6 months. The manager hired a new employee to join the team. Here, in each of these sentences, the subject is performing the action described by the verb, making them example of active voices. Now let's move on to passive voice. Passive voices. Passive voice is when the subject of the sentence receives the action. For example, the cat was chased by the dog. In this sentence, the cat is the subject but not doing any action. The action is being done to the subject. Some example of passive voice. The mouse was chased by the cat. The tests were graded quickly and accurately by the teacher. A new product was launched last month by the company. The world record in the relay race was broken by athletes. When to use which voice? It is important to note that passive voice can make a sentence sound weaker or less direct than active voice. Active voice is which usually more engaging and direct, which makes it great for storytelling or persuasive writing. News anchor of, for example, use active voice to make their report more engaging and informative. They don't want to sound weak or passive when reporting an important event. However, there are times when passive voice is more appropriate. For example, if the focus of the sentence is on the subject being acted upon rather than the action itself. In scientific writing, for example, passive voice is often used to emphasize the result rather than the person or thing that produced it. In summary, active voice is when the subject performs the action, while the passive voice is when the subject receives the action. Active voice is more direct and engaging, while passive voice can be used to emphasize the result rather than the person or thing that produced it. Remember to pay attention to the subject of the sentence and how the action is being performed to determine whether it's active or passive voice. With practice, you will be able to identify and use both active and passive voice effectively in your writing. Thank you for listening. Thank you.